everybody. Welcome to week 3 or episode 3 of The Plug, where I'm your host, Quierra, where we will be discussing the latest in sports, music, and entertainment. So let's get you guys plugged into all the great things that happen between college football and the NFL. Running backs are down. My fantasy is corrupt. What the fuzz is going on? Let's get you guys plugged in. What's going on, guys? We are going to dive into topic number 1 of 7, and something that is super important to me because I feel like the fundamentals of football are getting a little lack lately. We're going to talk about the late showboating of these players, from Cal's running back Vic and Weir. We're going to talk about South Carolina State Ahmad Harris. That was crazy in itself. And also Oklahoma kicker Joe Mixon, who also dropped the ball at the 1-yard line. What's with the showboating? I'm not understanding why they don't get to the end zone, make the touchdown, and get back in formation. I'm thinking these kids are receiving entirely too much attention, and they're ready for more, praise than they need, and they feel like for every touchdown they need a high five. When that's in football, what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to win. You're supposed to get touchdowns. This isn't something that needs to be celebrated every time, especially if you can't do it responsibly. So coaches, booster club members, whomever, please get your team together and make sure that before they celebrate, make sure they're in the end zone. Actually, like last time when I say Ray needs to go all the way beyond the end zone, make sure they're all the way in there before they start celebrating, because now schools are looking stupid and coaches are looking stupid because you're looking like you can't control your team and they're looking like a bit of amateurs on the field. Next topic number 2, is something that I honestly wasn't expecting to say, but what is going on with Dallas and Ezekiel? You know, everyone was expecting him to come in. He was going to, dominate, be the best. He's going to make Jerry so much money, make Jason Garrett look like a real coach, all of that. But now, he's off to a shaky start, and he's not living up to these ambitions that we had of him. This last game, he had 2 fumbles that were his fault. But don't fear, Dallas fans. I know every game you worry, I don't know what that feels like because Cam Newton. But I get it. I totally understand. Jerry Jones has went on the radio as of today and said that he does not think he's going to decrease Elliott's workload. I think Alfred Morris should have more of that workload. That's just my opinion. I think he's shown that he's more than capable of being the number 1 option running back, and having Ezekiel learn under him and come in and be a bit more fluid with their game plan. I think they're rushing Eazy-E into an environment he's not particularly ready for, and I think they need to slow down a bit. But Jerry's in his own world. The Cowboys are in his own world. What he says goes. So I guess we have the rest of the season to see how Ezekiel does. Hopefully he does get better for your sake, Dallas fans. But yeah. Alright guys, we're going to talk about something that I think is super important that needs to start a conversation, and that is historically black colleges and their athleticism and what's missing from the equation. Now, if you've all seen the Clemson and South Carolina State 59-0, I call it an embarrassment, but of course it played to the magnificent Clemson and their offense. But what is exactly missing from, the opposite team, South Carolina State, from at least not scoring? One of those examples, I think, was lack of carelessness, maybe, is Ahmad Harris, who received the punt return and just carelessly threw it to the referee and just walked away. Didn't kneel, didn't, wave it off, didn't do anything. Clemson came in and scored easily, and that was that. So let's get this conversation going and see what you guys think. I don't want to necessarily give my opinion just yet. I think this is what engages conversation. So I want you to tell me whether it's the coach, the lack of talent, the lack of support from the school, or are players lacking the fundamentals of football at historically black colleges. I want to know your opinion. Tweet me in the comments, Facebook, however what's necessary to you. Let's get this conversation going and let me know your points. What in the world? My fantasy is distraught. We have no running backs. We need to just cancel the NFL season. Everybody is down. No one's left. And guess what? After I let you guys draft Arian Foster, he gets injured. And it's not funny. I'm not laughing at an injury. That's the worst possible thing. But it's just so funny that I've always said, do not draft Arian Foster because he's always injured. And lo and behold, last week, he's my charged up player. And now he's injured. He's out 1 to 2 weeks, I believe. But he's not the only running back. Adrian Peterson is out. Jonathan Stewart's out. Amir Abdullah's out. Thomas Rawls and Danny Woodhead. Chargers, Dolphins, Seahawks. Everybody's just done. Just cancel the season. I don't even know who to tell you to draft. I don't even know if running backs are even, who do you even think to even draft at this point? It's bad enough that running backs don't even have a long life in the NFL. Now you have to really research. Go down to the near nitty gritty and find your really good running back. Just cancel it. Let's just cancel everything. I'm sorry, guys. I know Arian Foster is my fault. Blame it on me. Cowboy fans, I have good news. I know you're not used to it. I know. I'm sorry. I know you're not. But like I told you in episode 1, Dak is the future. I promise you, he is coming and taking. Tony Romo is done. He's absolutely done. And I am so happy because the plight of the black quarterback is just excelling and exceeding all expectations. And it's making me so happy. A position that wasn't necessarily meant for you, black men, is now becoming yours. And you're becoming a hot want in the NFL. Dak, you are the first quarterback in Dallas maybe 12 years. I think it is 12 years that won their first starting game. 12 years. I think, like I said, Dak can get you guys there. He has completed 22 of 30 passes the other Sunday, 292 yards, a touchdown. And guess what, guys? Something he didn't do that Romo always does. No interceptions. No picks. Flawless. You know what? That's all you can ask for. Even if you guys lose, an interception-free game is a win for you, Cowboy fans. So, Dak is the future. I'm happy for you guys. Hopefully, going forward, he continues to surpass all expectations and make you guys happy. I think you guys got a winner in Dallas. All right, guys, the 6th topic we're going to talk about is, of course, the home team. The Carolina Panthers beat the San Francisco 49ers 46-27, I believe the score was. And I was actually kind of sort of like putting a bet this weekend that the two teams combined would actually make 45 points. Who would have known that the Carolina Panthers would score that by themselves? Now, as a fan, of course, I saw flaws because it is the 49ers that you're beating. It's not like you're beating the Seahawks or the Patriots or the Broncos. But the Panthers can do a lot better. I think Cam and Kelvin are finally finding their groove. Kelvin shined on Sunday afternoon. And with the loss of Jonathan Stewart, expect Fozzie Whitaker to step in and pick up the slack. I had the utmost confidence in Fozzie. It's not like the Carolina Panthers haven't been in a situation before. With D'Angelo Williams out, the previous years that we've had, and Jonathan Stewart being out as well, this is something that they're used to, and they're going to have to adapt like always. And I think Fozzie and Cameron Artis-Payne are going to pick up that slack and actually do something pretty amazing. Fozzie is really good at what he does. So I don't expect much change in the running game. The Panthers are facing Minnesota, who also lost their running back. It'll be interesting. But I do think, of course, Cam is better than Sam. And also, the Panthers defense will obliterate the Vikings, which I think will be a no-brainer. So I think the Panthers win this weekend. And I expect the streak to continue. The Panthers have the longest streak in the NFL with the most consecutive home win games, as well as Cameron having the record for the most touchdowns for the Panthers. So kudos to you guys. Let's hope this week continues and you guys continue to look like that 15-1 season that we had last year. And we continue to go back to Super Bowl 51 because that's what we're going, right, guys? We're going back, right? Alright guys, last but not least, let's get into the best highlight of college football this past weekend, and that is of course Ohio State, JT Barrett and his beautiful connect with Noah Brown. It's probably before the half. He scored 3 touchdowns before the half, and the best one, of course, which is showing right here, is him catching the ball on the back of Quick, and it counted as a touchdown. Odell Beckham Jr. who I think this is easily the catch of the year in college football and maybe in the NFL. I don't think I've seen anything like it. Noah Brown was amazing in that game. And if you have not caught JT Barrett and Noah Brown, please, next week, catch them together. It is a duo you do not want to miss. Alright guys, my charged up player of the week is of course Lamar Jackson. Who is not talking about this kid out of Louisville? Right now, in just 3 games, he has 18 touchdowns along with 464 yards, which is second in the country. But not only is Lamar Jackson shining at quarterback, but also he's along with 2 other black quarterbacks that are on Heisman watch. Greg Ward Jr. of Houston and JT Barrett of Ohio State. The black quarterbacks are just becoming super elite, and again, I love it, love it, love it. I love seeing our people excel in such a great position that was not, really intended for you guys, but you guys are showing out and making progress. The NFL cannot wait to have you guys. I'm sure you guys are going to declare for NFL next season. So you guys enjoy them in their college strut right now. Look at these games. Look at these boys play. They are amazing. Alright guys, we are going into the 4 games you need to be tuning into this week. The first game we've already spoke about, Carolina versus Minnesota. Both running backs are down, so look up for backup running backs to take over the game. Of course, Carolina is a run-first football team, as you all know. I'm looking for Carolina to, of course, finish on with their consecutive win streak and beat Minnesota. Cam versus Sam Bradford. I don't think it's a competition. Next, one of the teams I've been enjoying this year are the Steelers, actually. So Eagles and Steelers, tune into that. I think Carson versus Ben is going to be amazing. But I think Steelers defense is a bit more aggressive than what the Eagles have seen this year. So expect the Steelers to pull that one out. Another one, of course, is the Packers and Lions. The Lions are actually visiting the Packers, and they're looking for redemption against that embarrassment of the game last season with Aaron Rodgers having the Motown Miracle, the Hail Mary at the last second, and just taking over that game. But, of course, even though Aaron Rodgers lost against Sam Bradford, I don't expect Aaron Rodgers to lose back-to-back. So I'm looking for the Packers to win off in this game. And lastly, Redskins and Giants. I am looking for Giants to win, even though you have 2 quarterbacks. You have no idea what the heck is going to happen. 2 quarterbacks that just flukes happen and their touchdowns happen randomly. And you're like, what the fuzzy happened? But I'm looking for the more experienced Eli to come out and save the day. Of course, he has Odell and he has Victor. And he has, of course, Dwayne Harris. I think there are just so many components to weapons that Eli has that to lose to the Redskins would just be an embarrassment at this point. But, if the Redskins pull it out with Kirk Cousins and, Deshaun and a quarterback that they don't use, by all means, But I do take the Giants in this one. Maybe I say a 14. That's going to be my game of a 14 spread, I think. So tune into some great games this weekend, guys. Actually, some really good makeups. Choosing 4 was a bit hard, but I think I got 4 of the best that you should be tuned into. I don't know your TV setup, So, as always, hit me up on Twitter and let me know what you're watching and what the predictions are for your team this week. Alright guys, that is it for episode 3 of The Plug. Again, I'm your host, Quierra Luck. As always, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, please email, tweet, text, however you see fit. Quierra_Luck on all my social media platforms. If you know me personally, that text part was for you. And also, to all my African Americans out there, I am incredibly sorry for another loss of life in Terrence Proctor, and I hope that you all get home safely. It's sad that I even have to utter those words, but it's imperative that your life is saved and you honestly matter. No matter what anybody tells you, you matter. So please get home safely. You know, that's not me telling you to, tuck your head down and, just rush. But, just by all means, stay safe in these streets because apparently it's not safe for any of us with our skin tone. Again, I hope to see you guys next week, next Thursday at 11 a.m. Talk to you guys later.